So I'm going to be showing you how to install a coolant filtration system. It's pretty straightforward. This one I got from Riff Raff. They're known for their high quality products. I mean, they're pretty much anything that they make or they have on their website is I mean, it's of top notch quality. I'm not sponsored or anything. I think I said that in my last video. I just showed how to do a boost fuller. Their boost fuller, real straightforward. But yeah, this is just going to be the basic layout. You got your replacement bracket that goes atop the radiator right there. You got your filter Donaldson, and these are easy to swap out. And this is your housing. So this is your filter is going to go on the bottom. So it's going to sit like that. You got your two ball valves right here. This is your inlet. This threads into the side to that little opening near the water pump. It's going to come. And I like this because, it gives you an option to isolate flow if you ever need to. And then runs through the filter, and this is your outlet. This is going to tie in. It's going to tee in right here to the side of this. So it's going to pretty much go like that, right? So you got your two hose clamps for that, and these two bolts are for right here for this to mount. So when this mounts like that, and this is a good quality sealant. This is the stuff you want. Do not use thread taping for this stuff. They send a little bit of this, so this should be plenty enough. It's got the PTFE, so that's pretty much it. Also, so this is we're gonna go ahead and install this right here. This is an optional port for those who want to install, a gauge, run some type of gauge. If you're running an Edge CTS3 or just any old analog gauge, doesn't matter for your temperature. But for right now, I'm not too concerned with that down the road. So we're just gonna also put sealant on this thing too, Allen bull plug, whatever you want to call it. So let's get started. Okay, so now that we got that out the way, we're gonna jump over to the install. So I think I had showed you the basic layout before. I have it plumbed up, so it's gonna sit right here. And I already got my bracket on. I didn't show this on video. I mean, I can. I might show that in the next clip how I got this on. I'll take it off just to, but make it easier. But I'm sure y'all can figure it out. But you see, I got my pipe thread sealant right here, right here, right here, and right here. Use the sealant that if you're going with the Riff Raff, and also on this Allen plug. If you're going with the Riff Raff, use the sealant that they sent you. And so yeah, basically the Donaldson filter sits right here. This is gonna sit like this. This side is gonna tee in, and then this side is gonna come down there into our plug. First step, while I show you this, I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna drain the radiator. Take your degas bottle cap off. We'll go ahead and drain this first. And if you haven't watched it yet, check out my Gooch coolant flush video. I switched to the red ELC. This is the best of the best heavy duty coolant. 8 years, 6 to 8 years, 500 to 1,000,000 miles, depending on which brand you go with. But it has superior cooling qualities to anti-corrosive, anti-cavitation, better than the green and the gold. Plus, you don't need the addition of SCAs. So it's just new fluid. We're gonna go ahead and reuse it. Okay, next step is we're gonna remove this along with our radiator support bracket. I already did it. So it's gonna just gonna sit like this. And so we'll go ahead. I'll just redo it on camera just to keep uniformity in the video. So I'm gonna take this off. Set that right there. I'm gonna go ahead and remember we got our while we're doing this while we're waiting for our radiator to drain. Okay, take this piece off. Now we're just pretending that this is the original bracket. So I mean, you get the idea. Pretend it's the original bracket. Undo these two, and then we'll take it off. Might want to label it or not. Doesn't really matter. Personal preference. And so we take our new bracket and put in these two screws, and then we'll go ahead and we'll leave this off for now. But we'll set this to the side, and then we'll wait on that piece. So go ahead and move this out the way. All right. So after this is drained, the next step is gonna be to remove this water pump assembly side drain plug. This right here. So I was having an issue removing it a minute ago, so I had to warm up the truck to heat this up. And so once you get it nice and hot, we'll try again. All right, so real quick, I'll just talk about what I made. I took a adapter and grinded it down to be able to fit into the female end of the pipe plug. So we'll go ahead and we'll try to see what we can do. Okay, so I've had trouble removing this. Go ahead and use. I just picked this up, pipe plug socket. So on top of that, some people's might be more stuck than others, but my recommendation is we're gonna try to put some heat on it. Got this just in case. On top of having our system hot, our coolant system fluid hot, this thing is not budging. So just to hit it all at once, we're gonna go ahead and use the correct. We got this warm. I don't think that was enough. We're actually gonna use the right male end of the plumber, like a plumber's drive socket, to make full contact in there. And on top of that, we're gonna put some heat on it. So God willing, this will work. So yeah, it's coming out much easier. Yeah, I can see coolant. So we're just, now that it's broken, we're good. So we'll wait for this to be done. We got the water side plug broken loose, so that's ready to come off. But yeah, alternatively, you can thread this in first right here, and then screw this into here. But I found it easier just for manipulating the getting it tight to just go ahead and pre-thread, pre-plumb everything in, and then we'll plumb this in, and then just rotate that. But yeah, let's let this finish draining, and then we'll pull our water pump assembly side block plug. and we'll thread it in. We'll put our sealant, thread it in, and once that's in, we'll go ahead and splice this in. And we'll probably add a little bit of a mixture. We'll cut 50-50 into one of our jugs. I'm going to prime the filter beforehand, before I screw it on, just to try to eliminate as much air as possible. And so I'm gonna do that. And so once everything's running, we'll go ahead and keep a you know um, keep an eye on our levels and top off as needed. Have a go at that plug. See if how much may come. Okay, so far so good. Go ahead and close our drain valve. And then we'll set our coolant to the side without making a mess like I did there. Just get something to maybe cover it, piece of cardboard. So no dust or particles or weird stuff, ends up, always has a way of usually making it getting in places it doesn't really belong. So, but we'll inspect it. If we see any large debris, we'll just go ahead and put a washcloth or something or some type of towel and over our funnel when we refill it, just to do the initial filtering. Of course, we're gonna have a coolant filter that'll do all that, but just to get that initial stuff out. So let's go ahead and clean that surface down there, and then we'll apply our thread sealant to that end and start threading it in. Okay, we just cleaned our surface on the inside over there, right there. So now that that's clean, we'll go ahead and put on our okay. All right, time to thread it in. Okay, we got it in there, so I'll just show you now that we got it in there. We're just gonna just show you real quick what we're doing. So we're just taking this, as we're turning, we're just turning the hose. So we're just basically twisting. Yeah, so as we're turning this, we're taking this and we're just going like that and continuing going like that. So I'm gonna need to put a wrench on it. So we're gonna put a wrench on it, and as we're wrenching, to tighten it, we're gonna simultaneously turn this. I'm not going to show this because I need both hands, but you get the idea. You can see this, and we're just going to basically turn as slow as we're turning with this wrench. It's going to take some time. Hopefully you can see. Okay, I think that's good. And it looks like when in front of my belts. So, so I'll show you what we're gonna do. We're gonna, no big deal. Okay, so don't make the mistake like me. Pay attention to where you're routing your hose. Obviously, we go under this, but make sure your serpentine belt comes down. Make sure you go around back here. So we have to take off our serpentine belt to remedy the situation. So now that this is out the way, go ahead and pull this through. Okay, go ahead and put this back on. Okay, got that back on. That's nice and tight. So now that this is running around, our belt is just gonna go back like that. Okay, got our, remember this, our 2 bolts, and we got our 2 lock washers. Okay. It's gonna be a 8mm Allen. Just go ahead and I don't think I mentioned it too when you were placing your bracket. Remember to reattach that. We'll go ahead and do our filter right now. Just because it's already off, it'll probably be easier. Both our ball valves are closed, so it'll be okay. So we'll go ahead and take some of our red ELC coolant. We'll do a 50-50 ratio of red and some fresh distilled water, unopened. We got 8 fluid ounces. So we'll just pour that in here. And we're probably not going to use all of it. of course, but just to have make sure we have enough. Go ahead and do the same thing. Bismillah. All right, so it's 50-50. Yeah, Donaldson's really good filters. I think Cat uses these. It's their go-to, but they're heavy duty. But yeah, these are a common ones. You can find them easily and replace them over the years easily. So when you first install the setup, I do want to point out that you want to, I think according to Riffraff, you want to, after the first 3 months, you change this for a new one, and then every 6 months to a year, you swap these out. So, so just go ahead and, actually, we're probably going to need to make up some more, but we'll just see what we can do with this. All right. Go ahead and set this back. Set that back in place. Get our 2 screws in. All right. Put those nice and snug. Now we'll go ahead and get our piece for our 2 tire jack. Now we're gonna make our cut right here. So take we ended up using a little bit more. We made another 8 and 8 ounce for a total 16 ounce. Total 16 ounces. Probably use maybe half of that, so we'll just keep that. Yeah. Maybe put a little bend or something in it, because if you're gonna put it like that, so go ahead and make our cut right there. Bismillah. Okay, got that cut. Move this, because this piece, just flip it. That way our access is a little bit easier. Same for this, put this to that side. Just so we're not fighting this piece right here. Okay. Normally I wouldn't use a drill for an application like this, but I mean, you don't want coolant, because if you watch my Gooch flush video, I have a heater hose tie-in right there. If you see it right above my index finger, you see the cap. You see that it's a flushing tee, and it started to leak after, and so I had to really hammer down on the flathead screw part of the clamp And I didn't use a drill, but if I would have done a drill, I would have been able to get it done a lot quicker. So that's, I feel pretty good about that. That's good. Just recapping, where it looks like we're done. Getting this set up. We got our bracket. Got this back in place. Remember to tighten that screw. We got our two filter head mounting screws right here. We got our filter on, primed. We'll go ahead and open our ball valves. We got this on our water assembly outlet. That's nice and tight. We got all of our thread sealing on all fittings and connections on. So and we close this. Our radiator petcock. Probably can't see. Just double checking. Okay, yeah, that's nice. Ooh, it's probably a little bit. That's fine. That's nice and tight, and so it's ready to refill. All right. All good. That's pretty much it. So yeah, you can see it's working well. No leaks. Let's go. Let's take a look at our water pump outlet. Our water pump outlet looks pretty good. It's a really clean setup, especially with the new red ELC heavy duty coolant with the red filter top. It's it's for a clean install. But yeah, also I didn't do a video on this. I'll just throw this in there. You can get these off of Amazon. Basically, for accessories like floodlights right here. Instead of running stuff directly off your positive or your negative, because you can see right here I have a negative bar. It's called like a bus bar, distribution block. It makes for a cleaner install. That way you don't have multiple things stacking on top of each other, which can technically cause grounding issues, if you have, one on top of the other. Just wanted to throw that in there. But yeah, everything looks good. We'll keep topping off as needed with the 50-50 solution, right? So yeah, 10-4.